Andrew Berry was also asked about the Browns' starting quarterback for 2026. Is it on the roster right now, as well as Shedeur Sanders?
I think we saw a lot of progress with Shedeur this year. I think that's both mentally, physically, playing the position. He's still very much a work in progress, like many rookie quarterbacks are. But I think we saw some really good things in terms of his playmaking, his accuracy, his ability to extend with his feet. And I think I'd also give him credit, as well as our offensive staff, for bringing him along in terms of his pocket management, his situational awareness, and things of that nature. Now, that all being said, we're going to do our work on the quarterback market. It's too important of a position, and it's something that has to be solidified. I can't sit here and tell you today, whether the solution or the starter in 2026 is internal or external, but it's something that we're going to work through, over the next several weeks. And quite honestly, the new head coach will also have a lot of input into that as well.
And again, what he's saying is, don't know if the starting quarterback's on the roster right now. And you know what? That's the absolute right answer. They shouldn't know that with what they have in that quarterback room.
Well, in the superlatives you're dropping on Shedeur Sanders, here are the two biggest problems with quarterback development within the NFL. A franchise will draft a quarterback thinking that he will fix all the issues the franchise has. Or, which is going to be the case for Shedeur Sanders, is he now just busted his hump from May to January to do everything he can to try to be a performer within Kevin Stefanski's offense. None of it matters. None of it matters. Because come March, or whenever you have your first OTA, it's going to be back to square one. It's going to be right back to square one. And basing the film and some of the mistakes that Shedeur made this year, you're not selling Shedeur to anybody who's coming here to take this job as a head coach. You may get a head coach to say, I'm interested. I'd like to see more. You certainly could get a head coach that says, I don't really want any part of this. I don't want Shannon Sharp and Chad Johnson talking about my team, talking about how I'm handling the quarterback position when I haven't even gotten into a training camp yet. This is where I think they're really confusing themselves, that I think they believe that they're, they have this big, fancy, incredible job, that there's a lot of things that, I think prospective hires and guys that are going to come in to interview for either are not going to be as interested as the Browns thought they were or maybe they're going to ask some questions themselves that the Browns are going to answer. And, that's probably maybe going to rule some guys out, in my opinion. Because you look at this room, if you wanted to say it's a complete redo again in 2026, I wouldn't argue with you. It would make sense.